Hey everybody, welcome back for another Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 video. My name is Matt, and today we're going to be doing a test run with Microsoft Simulator Update 10, the beta edition. I just installed it last night and I did some testing today. I put out one video a little bit earlier today, just me doing a whole bunch of different tests to see what works better, combinations of DLSS and DirectX 11 versus 12. That video has a link to it with some more quantitative analysis that I did in an Excel spreadsheet form. Basically, what I found is I'm going to continue running DirectX 12 because I'm finding that it runs multiple threads on the CPU better, so it allows my CPU utilization to go up, which is a good thing. I'm using more than just that primary thread, and it allows my GPU utilization to go up as well, which is also a good thing because it means the GPU is not sitting there idle waiting on the CPU to feed it information. So I'm going to run DirectX 12, and I'm going to run TAA in terms of my graphics settings. If I open up the graphics, so I'm running TAA, DirectX 12, and I'm running everything on high end. What I'm finding is that with that and with all of my loads running, I'll call them loads. No, what is this? With all of my loads running, so essentially down here I got Flight Simulator, my 3 instances, multi-monitor, I got OBS recording, broadcasting my GPS location over the Wi-Fi to my phone so that I can use this moving map app, and then I'm screencasting what I see on the moving map app back to the computer so that I can record it in OBS. I got head tracking going, and I have 2 blank gray panels on Air Manager with my 2 touchscreen instrument panels. So that's everything that I'm running, and I got an instance of Zoom with a green screen, and that's how you see me in what I'm recording. So with all of that stuff running in addition to the simulator, I got quite the CPU load, and that's why with my RTX 3080 I'm still not running the thing super hard, and what I found is I'm only working the thing at about 65% of what it's capable of because I'm limited by the main thread. So without, you know what, I'll pull up that spreadsheet just to show you. So this is the spreadsheet that I put together. And what I did is I just added one load at a time just to see what kind of performance penalty it resulted in. What I find my big performance drivers are. So Air Manager gives me a significant hit. Zoom gives me a pretty significant hit. So if I could figure out a way to broadcast my face without using Zoom, that would be ideal. And then when I ran DLSS, I found that it didn't give me a whole lot of performance, and it degraded the image quality, so that doesn't work very well. If I drop the image quality from high down to medium, I get a pretty significant improvement in frames per second. These penalty is in frames per second. And when I compare, so I find pretty much the same things when I do, so this is running DX12 with TAA, and then I ran DX11 with TAA. I find similar results, and when I compare the DX11 to DX12, what I find is DX11 runs quite a bit worse than DX12 when I'm at full load. So when I got head tracking going, and I call this standby. Standby just means I'm not actively. Standby means it's tracking. Let me show you. So I can press the button, and now, so it's always tracking me, but it's kind of in a passive, it's in a standby mode until I press the switch, which tells it to send those inputs to the simulator as control inputs. So with head tracking going, but in a standby mode, yeah, and then with with OBS recording, that's where I see the biggest difference. So I get an extra 5 frames per second with a full load and recording through OBS on DirectX 12 versus 11. And what I think the reason for that is, so I find so CPU utilization of, I guess I didn't write these down for DirectX 12, although I could pull it up. So in DirectX 12 now, my CPU utilization is from 35 up to 43, so I'm using more cores. Memory from 52, looks like I'm at 47, and then GPU 67, it's at 67. So maybe anyways, I'm going by these frames here. So I said with a full load and recording I was getting 17. If you look up here, I got about 16.8 to 17.5, so call it an average of 17. That's what we got. So all that said, now we're 6 minutes into the video. Let's go and do a flight so that you can see, when we're not just sitting on the ground here at JFK, what it actually looks like in flight. We got a few clouds day, so it's a pretty good performance impact there in terms of weather. And we're in JFK flying to Newark, so that we're hitting the thing about as hard as we're going to in terms of scenery. So all that said, we are in the Sting S4, which makes for some pretty good sightseeing through this bubble canopy, and let's get going. All the way to the firewall. Rotate at about 50, 55. Looking to climb on at about 75. So you can see, even with head tracking, we're still looking at 17 or so frames per second. I just find that having a head tracking button so that I can activate it when I need to just makes for less nausea in flight. Oh, and we're getting to see some rain on the windshield here. Very cool. Show you what the rain on the windshield looks like. Alright. If anything, this is only going to tax the system harder. Alright, we're going to do this flight trying to steer clear of clouds. Maybe if we stay a little bit to the north, that might help. Got this little gap right here we can kind of shoot. I think we could level out at about 2,000 there. Don't want to climb too much higher into the weather. Just a little bit rainy here. We're in the fog, but I would say even flying this in real life, although not ideal, the visibility is good. You can still see all the way across the other side of the Hudson. Not something you would choose to go flying, but if you are already in it and you were trying to get through it, I would feel comfortable pressing on at this point. All that said, I haven't actually checked to see what the radar looks like at all. I would certainly be doing that before flying into this in the real world. I don't know what all that blue lights on the ground is. What the heck is that? I wonder, is that some of my Bijan scenery type stuff? No idea. Not a clue. I don't know if that's a DirectX 12 glitch or what. I think it is. So if that's the case, we might not want to be running DirectX 12. What is that? No, I think that's the Bijan scenery. I think he's got some like blue flowers. We're gonna dive down and go take a look. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's Bijan. He's got some... Nope, maybe not. Wow. It's just a rendering issue. Well, it's finally telling me I'm limited by GPU, so I guess if we go take a look at the task manager, it should say we're up at 100% now. Yeah, 88. That's good. At least we're using the GPU and not just letting it sit there idle. Just looking around so that you can see what I see on my other two monitors. I found that the only thing that works on these touch panels, see, like hitting cancel here doesn't work. But you can kind of pan the map. I can't hit the plus or minus. Gotta use the mouse for that. And also, when I'm hovering over here, the simulator still ignores all of my control inputs until I mouse back over to the simulator. Ignores everything. It's a bug they still need to work on fixing. Okay, let's get set up with an approach here. I haven't done an instrument approach in years. But it looks like it has me shoot an approach. To the south. So let's set up. We'll do an ILS 22. We'll enter at Talty, and we'll make sure we're above 1,500 feet. I know I'm not entering this thing correctly, but that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, look at the scenery. Wow, it's all jacked up. So maybe DirectX 12 is not the play. That's crazy. Options. I wonder if I... Yeah, that looks like absolute garbage. And even my displays here look pretty crappy too. It's interesting. I'm curious. I'm curious what the GPU temperature was, seeing as it's bouncing off the GPU, and I'm seeing all of this craziness on the screen, artifacting or whatever. I'm running at 63 degrees C. No issue there. Weird. I think it's, I don't remember what does the draw distance. Is it terrain level of detail? That does look like that had an effect, although it kills my frame rate. We're gonna go back down to 100. Alright, I think we're gonna proceed visual so that we can get the heck down. And close out of the sim and bring it back up in... Alright, I'm gonna stress the crap out of the airplane here just so that we can get the thing down. See how fast this thing can go. I'm sure we're well into VNE by now. Looks like a solid instrument approach. We might not even have to shut down the simulator. It might shut itself down. You know, this might be a good opportunity to see, does DLSS help us out at all? Wow. That actually helped us out a lot. Huh. Except notice how blurry our panels are down here. But for the difference in frame rate, it turns something unplayable into playable. Now we just had... That might just have been what it took to convince me that this might be worth it. Oh, the image is super blurry.
500.
Well, I have the throttle all the way back. Whoa. I have had the throttle all the way back. That, I'll go full flaps. That lever for the automatic prop control, I don't think it works correctly. I should be able to pull the throttle back. Without it going full throttle like it did on me on the approach. That doesn't make any sense at all. Alright, let's take back off. Because now I'm just curious to see how DLSS performs. The instrument panels look like garbage. The Garmins. So DLSS gives you better frame rates under heavy loads, but it gives you worse image quality under normal loads. So maybe that's something I only want to use when I'm flying in a New York City kind of area. So let's switch it back now. Let's do balanced. Still looks like garbage, the image. Like looking down at the runway down there. That looks like absolute crap. Well, we got way too high. Go full flaps. How not to shoot an approach. Three and one. Okay, I think we're gonna hit the brakes here. Whoa. Let's do DX11 TAA. We're gonna have to restart the sim. I'm just really curious to see all that garbage image quality at Newark. Was that DX12 related, or was that just simulator couldn't keep up, or what? And crash. My guess is that's from running the beta. That's happened to me a few times now when I'm switching back and forth between DirectX 11 and 12. I haven't had it crash twice in a row. It's amazing to think that this simulator's already been out for 2 years. And we're still troubleshooting. Not to knock too hard on Asobo, but I know a platform like this is absolutely massive. And I know that running 3 panels with touchscreen instruments and stuff like that, I know that's not the majority of their user base. Newark. see if we can get this thing working. Okay. Back in Newark. 16 frames per second to start, and we haven't even popped these guys out. Do that again. What? That was weird. Okay. Let's see. Make sure everything else is running. Okay, I think we're ready to go. We should double check settings. DX11 TAA. So I think we said before we were dropping below 10 almost. Well, it's not jumping back and forth between the main thread and the GPU now. Well, the GPU is still at 77. CPU is still at 44. But if we look around, I'm not seeing any of that artifacting we were seeing. My Garmin panels here look a lot better. The imagery here just looks nice and crisp. Yeah, way better. And I'm still at 20. Granted, it's not raining like it was a minute ago. I guess we could also change that. I wonder if we were to add some artificial rain in. Guess there's no light rain. Yeah, that's not helpful. Better. Okay. Let's do that. That's similar to the way it was before. Now, where did I put the airport? There it is. So we're still at 20 frames per second. The scenery looks way, way better. Granted, Newark is not the prettiest airport. No offense, New Jersey. But that's how we're gonna fly it. And that's what I thought the case was coming into this video. No, the data, the quantitative data before flying. So the quantitative data on the ground showed me a performance increase going with DX12. But the quantitative data of flying it is telling me that that's not what we want to do. Alright, we're at pattern altitude here. Gotta adjust my curves again for my ability to look around. I had them adjusted to before we had triple monitors. I don't think it needs to be quite so drastic now. And I think we're gonna go full flaps. And we're gonna cut it short. Don't try this at home. Need to break the pedals back out again. Whole twisting action doesn't make things easy. So coming down to touchdown, we're looking at 14 frames per second. That I can live with. And it's not like it's super stuttery. It's pretty smooth. Alright, let's go. Make our way back over to JFK. Just for the sake of testing in the opposite direction, I think the weather looks about equivalent to what it was coming over here, so I think we'll keep that. What do I have in here for a flight plan? Oh, it's because we're going the opposite direction. And of course, because I touched it, it stops listening to my flight control inputs. Now I think we can get this needle here. Yeah, I'll leave it alone. Till I get the correct bezel with my menu key. Yeah, exactly. It's challenging. So we flew over at 2,000. When we flew over, I'm pretty sure we were at about 20 frames per second. But we're not seeing any of that artifacting. Really need to work on that sensitivity. Really, it's like I don't have to look over very far to see out the window. It's just I'm trying to get it onto the center monitor so that you guys can see. So maybe I don't need to adjust it all that much. Looks pretty good. Might have to do a swing down to see the Statue of Liberty. Doesn't take us that far out of the way. All these boats are another add-on that I had done. Straining hard to keep Statue of Liberty on the center monitor, but I think we got it done. Buzz some boats. I think there's a little marina in here too that I discovered earlier. I think that's another. I don't recall if it's Bijan as well. I think it is the sunken boats marina add-on. Essentially, I guess if you buy the add-on, you get to request a specific marina that he'll repair. Okay, that was a crazy maneuver. This, I just feel like this sort of flying though you could never do without head tracking. Just the ability to look around like that is just, it's key. I do need to adjust my parameters for sure. Making anybody nauseous? Alright, let's get to where we're going here. So, it's probably not quite as precise as like a I can't remember what the infrared head tracking app is called, but the fact that I'm using the no IR head tracking, it gets off every once in a while, but you just hit that reset button where it, you know, brings you from wherever you are right back to center, and then from there you center your head up and it seems to catch itself up pretty good. I do not see myself spending money on a more expensive head tracking. I think this one was donation only, or like $3 or $5 or something like that. Don't quote me. Alright, how long are we looking at for this video now? 45 minutes. Let's see how many people find value in watching me screwing around for 45 minutes. I assume most people who click on this kind of thumb through to see the stuff that they're looking for and then move on. Can't imagine most people sit down for 45 minutes to watch this. I just figure if I'm doing the testing to see how this setup works, I might as well throw it on YouTube for somebody else who's trying to do something similar. Alright, looking for the airport. I guess we're still 7 miles out. I should really learn how to use this prop. I think that's right. Okay. We'll just take this straight in. I don't know what's up with that prop lever. It might even have been written up as a bug that it doesn't work right, but it definitely doesn't work right. Wow, that is annoying as heck. For a paid airplane, I'm pretty sure it's not me doing something wrong. I don't know. Maybe it is. That seemed pretty buggy, though. Okay, let's get off. Well, general aviation terminal is to our left. Take out a taxiway light. And a taxiway sign. Chew up the grass. I think we should just get there. That's how you taxi. From the helicopter world, that's called an air taxi. We still didn't go far enough. This look like general aviation. I don't think so. Maybe this is what general aviation looks like. at a busy airport like this. Hoping to see a fuel truck. Alright, we're gonna leave it. Okay, we can take the landing light off, nav and strobes off, avionics off, and we can take the throttle to idle as we turn the key. Okay, test complete. I think we're going to stick with DirectX 11 and TAA. Good stuff. At least we know it's flyable on high settings in New York City with our 5 total monitors using the SimUpdate 10's triple monitor. So that I'm calling it a success. And I feel like it can only get better from here as they continue to optimize that system. So I hope you guys learned something. I definitely did. This was a good test. I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.